Hello everyone, welcome back to this Microsoft Excel tutorial journey with me on my Knowledge Factor YouTube channel. This is the 72nd session and we are going to start a new section here. And during this section, we are going to take a look at a few built-in functions found inside of Microsoft Excel that deals with working with an Excel list. Now open in front of you, I have got our example file. This is Excel 102 exercises and I am currently looking at the list function worksheet down here. And just to remind you, this has got a few worksheets inside of here. Lower left hand corner of your screen, you got these little arrows. If you right click on those arrows, where you can get a list of all of your worksheets. Let's make sure you select that list function and hit OK, and make sure you are looking at this worksheet here. Now, like I said, we are going to take a look at a few functions here that really work with the list, such as this. We have talked a little bit about lists. Your list has column header. Along the top and down below, you got rows and rows of records. Now you can have tens of rows, hundreds, thousands of rows, hundreds of thousands of rows of data inside of this worksheet. But now what I like to do is I want to quickly perform some calculations on this list. Now, much earlier in the course, we talked about things like the sum function. I want to build to sum up a range of cells. The sum function is great and it's the most common function used inside of Microsoft Excel. But what if I want to sum up this F column, the total sales column? I want to sum of those values there, but I only want to do it for a specific category, right? I just want to do it for let's say rent. That's it. I don't want the entire total sales column. I only want to get it where the category column is equal to rent. That's it, right? Rent. So, well, what the standard sum function is, it just grabs a range and it really doesn't care anything else about that data. It just sums up the numbers within the range. Well, in steps, what's called the DSUM, the database sum, this right here, it's a list inside of Excel, but we can consider it a database. It's a table of data, column headers along the top, rows of records down below. By utilizing the DSUM function, we can add criteria to the sum. We are going to say, hey Excel, I want to sum up the total sales, but I only want to do where the category is equal to rent, or where the category is equal to telemarketing, or whatever it happens to be, whatever our criteria is for our sum. So let's take a look at the first one here. There's actually a few different types of database. Actually, DSUM just happens to be one of them. So let's take a look at working with DSUM. Now, in order for the DSUM to work, our first step is we have to set up the criteria section of the function. We essentially need to identify which column we want to search for a value within, right? So for example, we are going to say, hey Excel, I want you to go to the category column right here, and I want you to find rent and then give me the sum of that record. So after the right sum places here, I'm going to put in a couple of little pieces of information that's going to help assist with this function. So the first thing I'm going to put in here, and I'm going to start this inside of let's say I2. Inside of I2, I'm going to put in category. Now this is important because the text right there matches the text right here. Has to be spelled the same way, no extra spaces in there, right? If I go into that cell, go to the formula bar, it's just a straight up category. There's nothing else in there, and it's spelled just like it is here inside of the list. So that's very important because that's how Excel is going to identify the column that we want to search for our criteria within. Now right below that, in the next adjacent cell down, I'm going to put the criteria that I wanted to search for. So in this case, I am just going to type in rent. Now once again, very important, that value matches the rent value here, right? This should match here. Got to be spelled the same way, no extra spaces in the cell, nothing else. It's got to be rent. Now that's really our criteria section, and if I like to just make it look a little bit nicer because it is something that's going to be on the worksheet, I could format it, right? Maybe I want to change the background color. I want to change the font color, or whatever it is. that I want to do here, and I have just made it blue. Maybe I'll bump up the font size. Whatever is going to make that stand out a little bit more for us. So not totally necessary. The formatting does not need to match this over here, you know, colors and such, but the spelling, right? That's the important part. The spelling should match with the list of the spellings. Alright, so once that's completed here, then we can start to create the function that goes along with this. So before we get into that function, let's pause right here. I want you to nail this down. Just drop the category inside of cell I2. Remember, make sure it matches the B1 cell, and then drop in ren down below. No extra spaces, nothing else inside there. Let's get our header and our criteria that we are going to use within the DSUM function. So try that out. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and as I always say, if you really liked it and enjoying this journey, then please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icon to get the latest content update on this channel. Alright then, we'll meet up in the next session. In case you have any questions, any concerns, then do let me know in the comment section of this video. Till the time, take very good care of yourself and stay safe, stay healthy.